What is up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, September 30th, 2019. Taking another break out of my day. Taking a break from work just to do a nice little Litecoin live stream, Litecoin update. I'm going to jump right into the video. Before I jump into the charts, for replay viewers that are here already, maybe, for live chatters that are here, which I do see some, I want to say that when I'm doing these videos, oftentimes I'm putting together a quick video, I'm putting together some content really based on just my own personal thoughts. I'll take a second throughout my day, I'll look at the charts, I'll see something, and then I'm like, hey, let me talk about that in a video. This is not financial advice. This is truly just, some dude out in Pennsylvania named Dan, his opinion on cryptocurrency and his approach. This is my approach to Bitcoin and Litecoin accumulation, everybody. Take it or leave it. But please do not take it as financial advice. So here's the scenario. This is what I'm looking at. So first off, the title of this video, Litecoin oversold, is historically a good thing. It's a healthy indicator. I'm going to look at that. I'm going to dig in and show you specifically on the daily chart what that looks like. It's very cool to look at. Besides that, I just want to show you something because this is crazy. Look at Litecoin. This is zoomed out Litecoin on the daily chart. This is going back to 2013. Check it out. Look at Litecoin. We never really talk about this, but just look at Litecoin with a swing high in 2013, an all-time high, right up here on $55. I'm gonna take a line, a horizontal line, and I'm gonna just draw it at 55. Look at that. Could you imagine accumulating or buying some Litecoin all the way back there in 2013? And currently, all this time, 6 years later, Litecoin still at $55. The most important thing, the reason I bring that up is because, number one, it really illustrates that holding cryptocurrency is a patience game. But number two, there's something very powerful in that picture. Let me open this up. What's powerful in that picture is because this was an all-time high in 2013. Years later, we're not talking about $55 being an all-time high. We're talking about $55 being kind of this consolidation area at the lower end of things, right? A very modest conservative price for Litecoin right now. Back then in 2013, it was outrageous that Litecoin was at $55. That is not the case today. And so it really helps break down the cycles of Litecoin and the power position that Litecoin sits in right now, right? So yes, Litecoin is at $55, and yes, it was at $55 in 2013, but there's way different context, right? The cycles have shifted, and we're in a different part of Litecoin cycles, and it's extremely powerful to look at. So if you could liken it really to anything, if you could liken $55 Litecoin today to anything, it would simply be the consolidation phase that we had after the last Litecoin halving 4 years ago, around $3. So yes, $55, you can call it the new $3. So I wanted to start off with that. I thought it was interesting. Now, let's talk about Litecoin oversolds. So I put some pretty colors. Christmas is fast approaching. We have the red and green, really just to give you some underlying context to that. It's simple. And actually, here's our $55 swing high, but here's a bear market. Boom, in the red. Here's a bear market in the red, okay? Green, we have bull markets. Now, at what point it turns into a bull market is up for debate, right? So maybe this whole box shouldn't be green. But this is essentially where we are right now, I think, in terms of the cycles. We're somewhere in here, right? After the last Litecoin halving, same thing. We're right in here. From a cycle perspective, the next thing to take place, the next market to take place would be a bull market. When that comes, time will tell. I'm not here to talk about that. But what I am here to talk about real quick is throw this data out to you because this is what I was observing earlier. This is the purpose of this video. And I wanted to make this a quick video. It is this, oversold on the daily chart. I literally went back and I just counted. There's that few of times since, we're going back to 2013. Litecoin was actually oversold on the daily chart. And it's 18. Actually, yes, it's 18 times, right? So that's basically on average 3 times per year Litecoin has been oversold on the daily chart to a certain extent, namely under the 30 line on this RSI. That's relevant because if you look back at those points, and I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to zoom in on the charts for every single one of these, but essentially, it would have been wise to accumulate Litecoin at every single one of those points, barring and kind of leaving out this last bear market. We did have oversold territory. I'm not going to lie, I bought these dips, right? Full well knowing that there was full potential to come all the way back down. So those are the oversold areas, and there's three of them, right? Where at least right now, it's not like you'd be up if you accumulated those oversold. However, the reason it doesn't bother me, the reason it didn't bother me to accumulate and buy those dips, they were huge dips, by the way, is because of this. I'm a long-term holder. I'm here for the long term. So when I zoom out on the charts, those dips in that bear market, to me, are very similar to these dips in that bear market back in 2014. If you hold long enough, you can see how if you bought those dips in the short term, not looking good, but in the long term, a few years later, you're sitting at $300, $400 Litecoin, then it's looking good. So pretty much, if you're a long-term holder of Litecoin, accumulating or buying Litecoin in these oversold conditions has pretty much played out well, right? We don't have enough time that has kind of gone by since this last bear market. We're just climbing out of it, right? So we don't have enough time to say that, hey, it was worth it buying dips in these oversold areas. But I'm pretty confident that in a year, 2 years, looking back on the charts, we can look back and say, okay, number 12, 13, 14, these oversold markings that I have here, wow, those were great areas to purchase Litecoin, right? I'm confident that in a couple of years, we'll be able to say that. We can already say that 15, right here, that has played out well. If you were accumulating there, you would have enjoyed 500% gains to $140. Whether or not you hold at that point is completely and entirely up to you. And I'm not sharing this data to just give you bullish content, right, and to make you feel good about buying Litecoin. I'm not trying to convince you to buy Litecoin. This is all speculative. However, if you are thinking about investing in cryptocurrency, these are the types of things that I think are worth analyzing, taking into consideration, taking into account, right, the consistencies and how in the past, in a similar environment on the momentum oscillators, this RSI, in a similar environment, how did things play out, right? Would it have been a good opportunity? And so in this case, yes. And this isn't my opinion, just it's simple. It's factual. It's data that is on the screen that suggests, yes, a majority of the time when the conditions are oversold on this momentum oscillator, now is a good time. And that's where we are right now. That's simply put. That's not me saying, hey, it's going to happen again. This is going to be a great time to buy. But from my risk tolerance standpoint, from how I feel comfortable accumulating Litecoin, this is when I feel better about it, right? This is when I feel more comfortable is buying these oversold conditions. If you go over to the weekly chart, same exact thing. Even more powerful of a picture. There's nothing to number here. It's simply that right now Litecoin is hovering down here under the 40 line on the RSI. This would not be a good time really to accumulate when it's in this overbought area. And I shouldn't say it's not a good time to accumulate. It's not a comfortable time to accumulate, I guess, because anything can happen in this overbought area, right? And it's just higher risk, in my opinion. It's less risky when we're towards the bottom end of these momentum oscillators. The stock RSI down here, oversold. This RSI right here, really close to oversold. Under the 40 line, to me, is oversold on the weekly chart, right? So way more comfortable accumulating there. And then we can take all of that. And, I did a similar type of video for Bitcoin the other day. I see a comment that says, you want people to buy Litecoin over Bitcoin? Joe, I don't want people to do anything. I'm just sharing what I'm looking at on the screen. I'm talking through it. This is my observation of the markets, my approach. If you don't like Litecoin, then I don't want you to buy Litecoin. Don't buy Litecoin if you don't like Litecoin. My top two cryptocurrencies are Bitcoin and Litecoin. So I observe both. I share data on both. And that's what this video is about. I'm not here to convince anybody to do anything. So I just want to throw that out there. If you look at the daily chart on Litecoin, there's a couple things going on. We have our Fibonacci retracement from our bear market low to our most previous swing high at 140, and it's just at a sweet area right now. It's right in our green 618 to 786 channel, Fibonacci channel. If we're going to get support anywhere and get a bounce anywhere, it would be here, right? If we fall below this 786, the 786 area around $50, $49, $50, this is going to be a longer term bearish environment. It just is, right? And I know many people don't like that, but we've always just been prepared for the fact that it might not be until next year, 2020 sometimes, before we actually even enter the bull market, right? And we've known that since we've even been approaching this 140 area. We were anticipating potential resistance. We were talking about coming all the way back down to the 60s from that area, and we've actually come below the 60s, right? We've gone below that 50-week moving average here on the weekly chart, which is in the 60s. Now we're testing in that $55 area, the 200 moving average. So we're getting great consolidation. It's healthy consolidation. Historically, this is exactly what we want to see. This is so healthy for Litecoin. Still risky, everybody. And I'm not sitting here trying to just tell you it's great to buy Litecoin and it's such a good opportunity. I'm so bullish. I'm not trying to do that. But this is when you buy. This is when I buy. You buy the dips, and that's when I feel very comfortable. So, someone said that's a voice of a man who sold at a loss. I don't know how anybody can watch my videos and interpret that I'm selling at a loss when all I keep telling is how I buy the dips and how I've been buying this dip. So 786 channel right here, also just beautifully confluent with the bottom trend line, potential bounce here on this falling wedge. Could be a bullish setup for Litecoin. It's something we're watching. I'm not going to guess which direction we're going to go. We have like 5 days or so of kind of trading sideways in this range towards the bottom of this falling wedge. So we'll see what happens. That's it. I think everything is looking extremely healthy on the charts. I just do. $55. I know from coming from 140, it feels weird, right? To say that, but it's just the history. It's just the historical context that we have in Litecoin. And truly, almost factually, anytime Litecoin is in this area has been a bullish time to accumulate. This could be the time when it doesn't work out, right? And I want to say that. I mean, I can kind of wrap up this video by saying Litecoin can fail to have support here above the 50s in this Fibonacci channel and can kind of fall lower, right? Even looking at the daily chart, Litecoin can stay in this stock RSI oversold, can even go deeper on the RSI in terms of oversold, and the weekly can go deeper, right? We look at this weekly RSI, if I can open it up, and we really define and illustrate the bear market as Litecoin on this momentum oscillator, the RSI, just hanging out below 40, right? And this is a weekly chart, so this is for a while, right? Everybody remembers the bottom for Litecoin. Litecoin can hang out in that territory again. That's a very bearish environment for it to be. However, historically, once again, an amazing opportunity to accumulate Litecoin. So we're down there. We'll see how long we're down there for. What's really important is to take that same exact chart, which is at RSI. Yes, Litecoin is below the 40 line, but more importantly, Bitcoin is not yet at the 40 line. So we're looking for a potential bounce for Bitcoin above that 40 line. That translates a lot over to Litecoin and what it means for Litecoin's own cycles. So this 40 line on Bitcoin on the RSI weekly chart, extremely important to see what happens, right? Here's the bear market low. Here's that last bear market low, 2015. So we'll see what happens 2014, 2015. And we'll see what happens if Bitcoin stays above it. Extremely healthy. If it does, very similar move to what it did entering the last bull market, right? So if we get a bounce here on this RSI, you know what could possibly be in store, right? And then we take that and we know what this pattern might look like for Litecoin. Could turn out very bullish. So those are my thoughts. Those are my thoughts for today. Like I said, I just took a little break from work. Wanted to put this out there for you. I hope you're doing awesome. We'll see what happens. I tweeted this the other day. I said, when was this? The 27th. I said, I just bought some Bitcoin and Litecoin a little while ago. I mean, look at the charts. More downside is possible, but only a matter of time before we exit oversold territory. I believe that. And I will say this. That purchase of Bitcoin and Litecoin is taking into account that Bitcoin or Litecoin might never go up again, right? That's part of my mindset. This could all fail. I could lose all my money. And it's so important to be okay with that when you're making and accumulating, when you're making your purchase, accumulating Bitcoin or Litecoin or whatever you're doing. You want to be like, okay, obviously everybody's okay with the bullish scenario. I'm going to buy now and just hope it goes up. Yeah, that's fine, but be prepared for the downside as well. Be prepared to lose it all. It's so important to make your decisions based on those two extreme contrasts, right? It's called extreme contrast analysis, and it is very helpful in making your decisions. Not only just crypto, but any investment, any decision in life, actually. Look at the best case scenario, the worst case scenario, and then figure out your risk tolerance appropriately. So, okay. I appreciate you all. I'm just reading through some comments. I see you were referring to Gene. I got you. You all are awesome. If you're here right now and you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you as part of the channel, especially, hopefully, as Bitcoin and Litecoin make moves. As we exit the oversold territory, it would be nice. It really would. But if you're here right now, thanks for coming by at this weird time, just before 6 Eastern. Hit that like button on your way out. It means a lot. I truly appreciate you. Let's see what happens. I will continue tracking Bitcoin and Litecoin on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, follow me over there, Crypto Capital Venture, Crypto Recruiter, and let's just keep it going, everybody. I hope you're having an amazing day and good rest of your evening. Have an awesome one, and God bless.